I'm at a different portion of the cave now, so you can see some of the barrels here. Barrels evaporate wine very slowly. The wine's in there for 2 years, so slowly will evaporate wine out of it. So they have to be constantly topped off, or take wine from another barrel and fill it. If the level lowers, then air touches it and the wine becomes oxidized. Same way, like a wine that's been on your counter for 3 days might not taste as good. So we want to top them off. They are, here we have lots and lots of kegs. People always see kegs in wineries and think, well, they must drink a lot of beer, but their kegs are actually for topping off. So when it drops down lower, they will top it off with the keg. And the kegs need to be topped off too, of course, because you're pulling a wine out of there. So here we have carboys of different sizes that they use to top off the kegs, and the kegs top off the barrels. It's called the angel share when you lose wine. So, in the Middle Ages, people didn't understand science, or definitely not evaporation. So they would say, well, where's the wine going? Someone's stealing it. And the king actually had a guard stand in front of one of his barrels. And then a couple months later, noticed that some was gone. So they decided, oh, it must be the angels are blessing us and taking a little bit of wine. So it's called the angel share, still called that right now. If you started with 10 barrels of wine, you might end up with 9. So you might lose over 2 years about 10% of the wine through evaporation. Of course, that's concentrating the flavors, as the fruitiness is not being evaporated, just water and maybe alcohol. But barrels are wonderful. They cost about $1,000 to $1,500 each from France. American ones are a little cheaper at about $600. You can see how many there are. This is a huge portion of the cost in wine. Only about 3% of wines are actually made in a barrel. So a lot of times they'll use, instead of a barrel, they'll use oak staves, like just one side of the barrel, and put it in a tank. And to give oak flavor, they can use kind of sugar cubes, side pieces of oak, which also give oak flavor, or even oak powder. It's illegal in a lot of countries, but and it's a very cheap way of making wine, but it does give oak flavor. Though it will never be as well integrated into the wine. It just kind of tastes super oaky. So these barrels are the best at making kind of a mellow oak that you don't notice too much, and the wine you can actually taste and not too much oakiness. Thank you so much.